What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Good night of living. It's been a minute. Well, it's been almost a month since I posted a video. As most of y'all know, my shop is being remodeled right now, so I'm actually up here at the front of my house having to shoot this video. But I bought a new toy. As I told you guys, we're going to change the channel up just a tickle. And yes, we're still going to do the burnout competitions and the big blower engines and all that jazz. But anyway, I kind of want to get back into my car collecting roots, if that makes sense, where I travel all over the country and buy some of the coolest cars around. Well, on the first car that I bought is actually a truck, and this thing is sick. It is minty fresh. But anyway, let's quit talking about it. Let's be about it. Welcome back to Busted Radio Garage. All right, guys, well, we might as well dive right into it. So this here is a 2000 model GMC Sierra 3500. And I know some of you are probably thinking like, what? You bought a Chevy? Yes, I bought a Chevy. I've owned quite a few of these over the years. Those of you that know me before YouTube, I actually used to build these trucks. My latest build on a 1998 Silverado was pretty close to a monster truck. I'll try to put a picture right here, show you what that build was like, but that thing was epic. I love it. But anyway, so back to it. 2000 GMC Sierra 3500, and this thing is absolutely mint. Now I know, I kind of got it under the trees, but we're really going to go through this thing, but it is absolutely mint. Beautiful truck. I love it. And the crazy thing is this is a northern truck up northern Ohio, Michigan area. And if you notice, there's no rust absolutely anywhere on this truck. And I'm going to ask you guys here in a minute a question, and it refers to this truck not having any rust. And I know that kind of sounds weird, but anyway, let's do the tour real quick. Dually, love it. Love the camber shell. Well, yeah, I caught a tree branch back in this thing in here. But it is mint. I love the old, late 90s, 2000 rib taillight covers here. Not sure if I'm going to keep those or not, but we'll see. Oh, and here's the creme de la creme of this truck. Not going to keep it. I'm just going to be 100% honest with you, but somebody went all out. I mean, new cats underneath there, and then they run the mufflers and the tips straight out the side of the truck. We're going to get rid of that altogether and run the, the true out the side exhaust there, but thing is absolutely mint, and the interior is just as nice. But anyway, I went through this truck up, down, left, right down the middle up there when I bought it, and was curious and baffled by there being no rust. So I talked to the gentleman that had the truck for sale, and he said, yeah, they kept the truck oiled down. And I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, we oil the trucks and cars down here. And I'm like, never heard that saying whatsoever. Actually, when I got back, I got with some of my friends up in the Michigan area, and they said, yeah, that happens up that way. So let me show you what oiled down means. So we'll start with the tailgate area. And again, I had never heard of this, and if you guys have or gals have, feel free to jump in here. But if you see all this crap everywhere, like up the tailgate, up in here, you can see I've been like picking at it, trying to wipe it off. Same on this side. Same here on the tailgate. Now let me show you up underneath the hood. Ugh, get up there. So anyway, back to underneath the hood. Now this is where I spent an hour looking over this truck for an oil leak, like something wrong with the intake, because the truck was running absolutely mint. But you had all of this crap. You can see where I was wiping it off up there. But all up the firewall, all over the engine, down in here on the frame rails. I mean, it's just oily crap everywhere. So I guess what they do up north, and this is just, I'm new to this. I don't understand it 100%. I guess I get the point of it, but I had never seen it. They would actually take oil and they would just spray it absolutely everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. Here, even let me show you inside the door. I started cleaning this off because I didn't want it on my pants and whatever. But you can see that oily crap absolutely everywhere. So I guess what they would do is they take some kind of penetrating oil or some kind of, I don't know what kind of oil it was, and they would spray it on every surface that the common rust areas would be, right? Like the tailgates, down underneath here by the bed, you know, under the hood, on the firewall, the frame rails. I mean, everything on this truck was sprayed down with that stuff, which leads me to believe, you know, that that's what saved it. Now, I'm right here on the borderline of the salt belt, not salt belt here in Kentucky. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. I'm not 100% sure if I'm even worried about pressure washing all that off. Maybe just leave it. I don't know. But, I mean, y'all know me. I'm going to end up cleaning that. But I think it's just interesting as all get out that crap is just absolutely everywhere in here. I mean, absolutely everywhere. By the way, this is a 454. If anybody was wondering, I probably should have got to that, but it's got a set of headers on here, by the way, which I thought was pretty cool, which runs down to that fancy exhaust. But yeah, part of me wants to pressure wash this off and clean it. Part of me doesn't. What I do like and do appreciate is it still has some of, you know, the factory. Let me see if I can get it in here. Some of the factory chalk marks are still there, which I think is pretty cool. You know, you see the factory chalk mark there. It is just a clean old bird. I love it. But I wanted here and Jumpy and show you that. Tires are pretty good. They're about half tread. Them old 215s. What I'm going to do, I will tell you this, because I thought about customizing the truck and putting a lift on it and making it all fancy. But look, I got to step away from the BRG for a minute, right? I kind of like to keep these cars the way they are. You know, we're not going to, you know, get in and tear into them a whole lot. But I am going to put a leveling kit in the front. And we're going to go from 215s to 265s, which will require a 2-inch spacer for the rear of this. And that's just mainly because I want a little bit beefier of a look. But I'm not going to change the look of the truck, right? I'm going to leave the shell on it because when we go to events, this is the truck I'm going to use to pull the cars with. And yeah, I want to be able to store our stuff. Now, if we get to pulling a wedge trailer, this already does have the fifth wheel ball, so we can run a gooseneck. But well, we might as well cover that while we're at it. But it does have the fifth wheel ball underneath this mat up here in the center of the truck. And it doubled, came with the Reese hitch as well. And I'll show you a pretty cool thing on that here in a second that our friends up at Advanced Auto Parts gave us. You gotta love the full 8-foot bed that never has to be made. It does need cleaned out because it smells like a farm in here. Whew, good night of living. Yeah, so we got a Reese hitch here. Now I'll go up and show you this right quick and we'll get into the interior because it's just as nice as the outside. Those of you who've had any of these trucks, the OBS trucks, like the mid to late 90s trucks, I don't care. They hands down have the most comfortable interior of any vehicle ever made. And those of you who are watching this that own one of these trucks or the OBS trucks, you know what I'm talking about. All right, get you some of this interior. Let me get rid of this key because that dangin' is going to drive me nuts. It's got the gray flavor, which is pretty cool, but first time I noticed that. Headliner is absolutely perfect. You know the sun visors have the typical Chevy, you know, floppage, but that's fine. We'll leave it. No cracks in the dash. It is dirty, guys. I have not cleaned this truck up whatsoever. I haven't touched it. No rips here in the armrest. Love that. Seats are absolutely mint. It did have, it looks like at one point, a small little tear here, and somebody fixed that, but that is super common with this interior. Those of you that have these trucks know that 100%. We do have the CD player, which is awesome. I don't even own a CD anymore, but we might want to get one in there and try it out at a later video. Check this out. This does have some junk in it that I pulled out of my other truck, but check this out. The spot for cassette tapes. Who remembers that? Gotta love it. Gotta love it. But no, this thing is in there like swimwear. I mean, sounds pretty good too. Boom. Don't want to get copyright. Better turn that down. Very cool. Well, there's the quick nickel tour, guys. To be honest with you, 100%, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. We had talked about flipping it and getting rid of it, but it is just too nice to get rid of. I think I'm going to hold on to it. I'm going to put a leveling kit on it, you know, get a little more beefier tires on it, get her good and cleaned, have it buffed, shined up, and then we're just going to use it to pull our cars to events. Other than that, that's just what it's going to be for. But cool. Yeah, I just wanted to jump in here, show everybody the truck, kind of make a small little video, show you the direction we're going. And that is just going back to buying cars. This is all I did. I traveled the country and bought vehicles just like this, and then I kept them, put them in storage, get 30 or 40 of them, collect it up, and then I'd sell a few, and then I'd buy a few more, and then I'd sell a few. But just kind of keep them moving around in the market anyway. But this thing is sick. So anyway, another quick question for you guys. Is this, I mean, technically an OBS or not? I mean, really, the body style didn't change much, if at all. The interior did a little bit. But, you know, I still consider this an OBS. I truly do. I know they technically ended them in 98, and this is a 2000 model. But I think these need to be grandfathered in. I'm curious what everybody else thinks. Should we, you know, grandfather this model in with the OBS or just keep moving it forward? I think it's too new or too old for the pawpaw truck. You know, I don't know. I'm curious what you guys think. But anyway, look, that's going to be the end of this episode. It was a short little deal just to kind of show you the truck, show you the direction the channel's going. But anyway, you guys know the deal. I love you. We'll catch you next time. Appreciate you watching. BRG out.